Hello, beautiful people. It's a good day today in the studio, and you're welcome to Understanding Menopause. Last week, we talked about signs and symptoms in men, and I must say, should we say it went viral? Because it seems the men are really interested in menopause, or maybe it's the women nudging the men that, oh yeah, I can see some of your symptoms here.
The women are actually tapping
the men that, come and see. So this is why you are doing this. Okay, this is what's happening to you. Interesting. Please, if you have not watched the video, please go and watch it and share to as many men as possible, because like we said, menopause is not just in women, it's also in men, and it is called andropause. Today, we are going to be talking about the signs and symptoms in women, and there are quite a lot of it, but we are going to break it down. And of course, I wouldn't be doing that. My professional in the house, our guest, is going to be doing that for us. You're welcome again to the show, Ma.
I'm always excited when I come here. Why? It's beautiful, impacting knowledge.
Yes,
that shows that many more women are coming out of the stigma.
Exactly. We are breaking the silence.
We're breaking the silence.
Yes.
So in the next few minutes, we're going to add more knowledge to you. And it's good to know that by the time we're done with this episode, people will stop running around from one hospital to another.
Yes.
And from one herbalist home to another. Let's start with the story. I remember that during my radio show, I spoke about one of the signs and symptoms of menopause, what I went through. And the lady reached out to me from last week, Godo. And then when she came, the woman was crying and I was crying. It was very pathetic. Wow. She had depression, she had mood swings, they had memory loss. And with that depression, the people around her couldn't just understand what she was going through. And she was taken to psychiatric hospital. But it's so sad that she was mismanaged. Depression in menopause is different from the normal medical psychosis. But I tell you, it's so sad that woman has been on antipsychotic drug for the past 35 years. And 35. And I thought to myself that woman could have been me. I could have been the one that has been mismanaged. And that is the reason why every woman must learn. You must be able to equip yourself so that when your body system is changing, you will know when it is changing. So this and then it's also good to know that there are not two women going through the same signs and symptoms. We're very different. What I'm going through will be very different from what you are going through. And then that is another advantage of learning. And then we need to stop self-medication, because A worked for her does not mean that same A will work for me. When you need medical advice and help, please seek for it. So let's talk about the signs and symptoms of menopause. I'm sure many women are eager to hear this. The very first one we're going to talk about is about the menstrual cycle. The changes. We've spoken about it. And then we've spoken about the different stages of menopause. We have the perimenopause, we have menopause, and we have the postmenopause. So the perimenopause, what happens during perimenopause? Two things basically can happen during perimenopause. One is either your period starts decreasing from 5 days to 4 days to 3 days, 2 days, and suddenly you do not see it again. And then it comes back in 3 months. It comes back in 6 months. And then what most women do is this. They start running around. I still need my period, because they believe that period means something to me. It means a lot to you if you're in the childbearing age and you're still believing God for the fruit of the womb. Don't run around. Just go and speak to your doctor. And sometimes some of her doctors don't even know these things.
Yes, they are.
So you need, because you need to help your doctor. That doctor, can this be menopause? So we're going to bring people on our program life stories so that you will understand what other people too are going through. And then when it is 1 year that you have not seen your period at all, that is menopause. And then a year after that is postmenopause. So perimenopause can take 14 years. And during these 14 years, you will have what I call a roller coaster. For men, we call it easy ride. Yes, men has an easy flow, easy rise, easy ride. But for women, one word to describe what women go through is called the roller coaster. Because as you're moving from one symptom, you're jumping into another one. You're jumping into another one. It's very possible for you to have 7 complications or signs and symptoms, and every single thing can be managed. Then secondly, apart from your period, the frequency, the duration going down, then sometimes for some people, you have the period goes from 5 days to 7 days to 10 days to 14 days.
Hey, what was left of the month?
And this can be very dangerous. Why? Because once you start losing blood, your blood level goes down. You can faint at any time. And if you mistakenly faint on a solid platform on the floor, you can affect your brain. So what do you do at times like this? Please, if you fall into that category, nothing is wrong with you, but you need medical attention. The pharmacist is your friend. I'm a pharmacist. I can help you.
Good.
Yes, I can help you, and that's why we're here, and that's why we're doing this. Don't just sit down and be moody and die in silence. No. So we are going to classify the symptoms into 3. We have the hormonal and reproductive. Then we have emotional and cognitive. And then we have the physical symptoms. I want you to be very attentive now. So for the hormonal and reproductive changes, we have irregular periods, which is what we have just spoken about. And then hot flashes. Oh, this one. Have you ever gone through hot flashes?
I'm still going through hot flashes. It's just, I think it's better now.
Okay. At what age were you when it was really, really erratic?
I will say maybe 2 years. We mentioned last week in our last episode that trauma,
yes,
aggravates it. So I think when I lost my mom 2 years ago. So I think that really aggravated it, and then it became so bad. But I wasn't exactly sure. I wasn't conscious that, it's menopause until, later, like, I thought I might die. What's wrong with me? It was later that I now, realized and found out that, this is actually menopause.
Yeah.
And then this is actually hot flashes, because I didn't even know it was hot flashes. Why am I, sweating all of a sudden, heat from inside and all? But it is much better now. But it comes.
It comes.
It's better.
It's much better. It doesn't go away like that. And then you have night sweats. At night you're sleeping, and then this sudden flow of water all over you. That's night sweat, and it can affect your sleep. And by the time you wake up, because you have not slept very well overnight, you wake up in pains, you're cranky,
body pains,
everything is just not good. And then we have this one, vaginal dryness. This is another topic on its own.
A full syllabus.
A full syllabus. When the estrogen level goes down, the elasticity of the walls of the vagina becomes reduced. Fluid secretion becomes reduced, and this can lead to dryness, and this can lead to a lot of discomfort during sex, and this can actually complicate the life of a woman, especially when the woman does not know what she's going through. And sometimes for some women, their vagina bleeds, and that makes them to run from one hospital to another. And then we have Urinary problems. This one, me I experience. Urinary problem, because once the the estrogen level goes down, it affects the urinary organs, and then you have frequency and urgency. You know what is frequency and urgency? Before you get to the toilet, you start dancing.
Yes.
You are dancing. You find it very, very difficult to hold your wee-wee. And then sometimes your wee-wee leaks. And then you'll be wondering, what is wrong with me? What's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. Your system is changing. And for some people, they will themselves. You're not sick. So what do you do to handle that? We're going to talk about that. And then during urinary problems, sometimes infection can occur. I've seen women that day in, day out, they're having discharge. And their husbands don't know what is wrong with them. And then because of that, some men actually think that they can get infected from the discharge. And what do? They run away.
They ignore them. Yeah.
So you've got to have an understanding of this. Don't leave your wife. Stick by her. Have an understanding, and then ask her, how should we manage this? How can we solve this problem? It's not really a problem. You can both go through it through understanding. And then we have decreased in libido. For some women, their libido just increases and their men cannot cope. I've seen a case where the husband bought his wife a dildo. What do they call it?
Yeah, it's dildo. Dildo, yes.
Oh yes, the guy just said, you know what? I know you can't go out, but you know what? I can't do this. I can't come and die. So just bought her that machine. And then the cases where some women just cannot stick with their husbands. I remember when I started my practice as a community pharmacist, a woman walked into my pharmacy and she said she had just removed her womb at 47. And I didn't have knowledge of her. And then she said anytime her husband comes close to her, she feels like stabbing the man. And I thought to myself, stabbing your husband? What did I do? I showed her road 1. I just told her to go to psychiatric hospital. But because I didn't have an understanding of what was wrong with her. But you see, once your womb is being removed, there are no more estrogen. The ovaries are no more there. Sometimes for some women, when they lack understanding, the signs, you just have baggages of these signs and symptoms will just come overwhelming you. And that is another reason why you must equip yourself with knowledge.
So does removing the womb, does it increase the signs and symptoms? Does it make the case worse?
It makes it worse. Why? Because the ovary is what produces the estrogen. And when the ovaries are no more there, the functions that the estrogens are supposed to be doing, they are no more there. So it's like the organs are just going to shut down.
Wow.
So we have breast tenderness or breast soreness. I've experienced this initial stage, but I don't go through that anymore. I've seen women run to me and say, see, watch my breast, press it. It's as if I have breast cancer. And some will say, I reject it in Jesus' name. And some will wake up, they have their breast engorged. And then it's painful. You don't need to run around. And then there's something else we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the annual test. Once you do your annual test, it gives you peace of mind. And then we have changes in skin and hair. And that is why most of the time you see women of this age wearing wigs. And that's why I said it can be managed. If you know that the hairline, every single thing is off, and you still want to look like a 25-year-old girl, how do you manage it? You use wigs. It won't show. And then there's so many other things that you can do to manage this. And then we also have, we spoke about changes in the skin and hair. For the skin, for some people, it becomes very dry. Scaly and itchy. For some people, it's really, really, really bad.
Scaly and itchy.
It looks like that of a lizard.
Jesus.
And for some people, I was speaking to one of my aunts yesterday, and she told me that, you know what? I have never gone through all the signs and symptoms of menopause.
Wow.
Lucky her. But you see, there is when I was preparing for this program, I just typed in Google, what percentage of women go through menopause? It says approximately 100%. Approximately.
Why is life not fair to women? Men 30%, women 100%.
Approximately. And I thought to myself, every woman does go through menopause.
Exactly.
Because if you do not go through menopause, you will not have your ovaries producing estrogen, and then you will not be fertile. So you must have gone through that stage, and then after a while, that production stops. So it's very possible maybe those other complications or those other body changes, she seems not to have gone through it. But it's basically because most women are not sensitive enough.
Exactly. I wanted to say that maybe, it's actually happening, but she's not noticing. Maybe because it's not all over the place. It's not heavy like that. So,
and then you hear some women saying, I've not gone to toilet in 3 days. That's one of the signs and symptoms of menopause.
Oh, really?
Constipation. Yeah. Constipation. It affects the digestive system. I went through it. It was really bad.
Wow.
And then sometimes when you eat, we're going to talk about all this. When you eat, the food just sits on your chest like this. And you drink water, it's not going down. How do you manage that? Or when you eat, you just belch, you're just belching. You're in the midst of people and you just do, It can be managed. It is. It has a name.
Wow.
But you know how you can manage that? We're going to talk about it. You drink water 1 hour before you eat.
What you eat your food? Going to eat in 1 hour.
This menopause thing is intentional. You have to be intentional.
Wow.
You have to be intentional to manage yourself. So you drink water 1 hour before your meal. And while you're eating, you don't drink water. And then 30 minutes after your meal, you drink water. You will realize that this digestive problem is being solved. And then changes in fat distribution. Some of us are struggling with that. You have fat in this area. And then you're putting on weight and you're wondering, what is wrong with you? Nothing is wrong with you. Your body system is changing and it's called menopause.
So what causes the fat in the mid area?
It's low estrogen level. It's called low. It's due to low estrogen level. We will talk about the mechanism so that everybody gets to understand it. Okay. Then changes in cholesterol level. When low estrogen level affects the heart, it can affect the cholesterol level. And sometimes it can increase the blood pressure, and it can also cause hypotension. So we have to be intentional. You have to study yourself. Let me use myself as an example. One day, I think this was like last month, I woke up and I started feeling funny. It's as if I drank coffee. Anytime I drink coffee, I have anxiety. But this morning, I didn't drink coffee, but I knew something was wrong with me. And that is why you have to develop that skill of studying yourself. And when I got to the pharmacy, I just told one of my pharmacists, I said, please check my blood pressure. And when she checked my blood pressure, It has never been that high. It was 160 over 98, and I screamed. You know what I did? I just took some muscle relaxants and I went back home. And I sat in front of my telly and I listened to music. I communed with God in my heart. For the whole of that day, I just put all the work, everything aside. Yeah. And then the following day, I went to check my BP. As I'm talking now, it's normal. But imagine if I wasn't sensitive enough.
We didn't know.
So every woman must develop the skill. It is skill. When your body system changes, you should know. Okay. So we have just spoken about the hormonal changes. So let's talk about the emotional and cognitive changes.
That one is a serious one.
Mood swings. Have you gone through it before?
Of course. But I didn't know it was menopause.
Did anybody tell you anything that you're cranky?
Yeah, people tell me I'm cranky, or sometimes, maybe I won't say I'm a cranky person normally, because sometimes you just say, oh, she woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or mommy has started again or something. But there are also times that I'll just be quiet. And that's the most dangerous one. That's the one. It's like they prefer the crankiness to the quietness.
Oh, really?
I'll just be by because it's unusual of me. I just want to be by myself. I don't want nobody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to, But I didn't know that it was a sign of
menopause.
But I just thought that, okay, maybe my temperament. Sometimes I'm high, sometimes I'm low. But now I know that it's menopause that is causing everything.
Well, mood swings, when I was going through it, unfortunately, don't let me say unfortunately. Fortunately, I used to take it out of my children. I will flog them, I will beat them. But here I am today. I know that it is menopause. I'm just always very intentional. Once I go off, I call myself back and I tell myself that no, the estrogens cannot take over me.
Yes,
I'm very in charge. Yes, I'm in charge, and I speak words to myself, words of affirmation. It has really helped me a great deal. I tell myself, Musumala, you cannot be moody. Musumala, you cannot be depressed. Musumala, your hormones are balanced. I speak to myself, especially in those days. It doesn't happen anymore. When I'm in the kitchen, before I knew this, when I'm in the kitchen, I just hear voices telling me, take that knife and stab yourself. And I'm wondering, all the witches and wizards from my father's family are after my life.
Exactly. And there'll be a lot of people in that situation, but they'll be thinking they are village people.
It's not village people. Menopause. One day I discovered that the feel-good hormones is connected, serotonin, is connected to estrogen. Once the estrogen level starts to go down, it affects the hormones in the brain. And then once it goes so low, depression sets in. Most negative thoughts will come up. And then intentionally, once I discover this, once that thought starts coming, I just speak to it. I have life. I refuse to die. No, I can't do this. This is what the Bible says. Take charge of your life. Once you have knowledge, take charge of your life.
Wow.
Okay, we've spoken about then loss of self-confidence. This one dealt with me small. Loss of self-confidence. I used to be a cute girl, and suddenly the fat.
Cute now. What
you see the fat around this area? I will have to wear gaju to manage it. If I want to wear, I used to be that prim. But now the stomach is so big. You try to diet, you try to do exercise, but it's just not going down. I'm sure there's somebody listening to me and saying, I've done everything, but you don't give up. What it means is that you will not put on weight, but after a while, the weight will start to go down. You have to be intentional. Don't let it affect your self-confidence. Then feelings of loss of self. You start comparing feelings of loss of yourself. You stand in front of the mirror and you see that, oh, I see wrinkles here. See, my hair is going down. Oh, how do I look? Look at my color is not as bright as before. And that negative thought comes to your mind. And then sometimes you compare yourself to other people. Look at that person. The person has accomplished so much. What have I accomplished? The thought of negative thoughts.
Is that a menopause?
Yeah.
It's not just a normal life?
No. Okay. It has to do with hormones. Sometimes. And then let's talk about the physical symptoms. This one too is enormous. Let me shock you. There are over 64 signs and symptoms. This estrogen affects every part of your body. I remember one day I saw dry mouth and I was telling myself, how does this dry mouth feel? Oh, it is really bad. But how do I manage it? I chew chewing gum. Your mouth everywhere will be very, very dry and tasteless. Maybe you're going to start feeling it next year.
No. You
reject it in Jesus' name. I felt it. How do I manage? I chew gum.
Wow.
There's always a way to manage the signs and symptoms of menopause. It's not the end of life. If your skin is not glowing, reach out to me. I'll tell you what to do to glow your skin. So, fatigue. These are the physical symptoms. We have fatigue, general tiredness and exhaustion. You wake up in the morning, you're just tired. You don't know why you're tired. Before you move 2 minutes, your legs are heavy and you feel sick. It's menopause. But before we can conclude that it's menopause, you must have done some regular checkups to make sure that there is nothing wrong with you. Sometimes there are some underlying medical condition. Everything is not menopause. And that is why I encourage everyone to partner with us. Now I have to say it now. The Meno Club have a partnership with Beacon Health. The normal tests that they can do for 250,000, because of our numbers, we're more than 10,000. So anywhere you are in Nigeria, you can benefit from it. Just reach out to the Meno Club. You can reach out to our host. Just send a message to them afterwards.
Yes,
they will contact you.
You can even put it in the comment section. Well, if you don't want to yourself to be identified, you could send a WhatsApp message or you could send an email. Our email addresses, you get it on the screen and the WhatsApp number to call. So
if you're interested in doing this annual checkup at a reduced amount, you can't compare it. Anywhere you are in Nigeria, please reach out to us. All you need to do is just to be a part of the Meno Club. And how can you be a part of the Meno Club? It's free, no subscription. Just join us and come and get knowledge so that you can equip yourself. Then we have dizziness.
Okay, so if you want to join the Meno Club, how?
Oh, just send us, I want to join the Meno Club, to a particular number, and then we add you to the group. We're over 7,000 on WhatsApp. Okay, so how do we do that? We put your. Do you want me to say my number? Your number, yes. Okay, so that you can just text. I want to join the Meno Club. 080-2322-6539. Just type, I want to join the Meno Club. On to 080-2322-6539. So you will benefit from the partnership. We want everybody to live to 150 years. That one is too much.
Can you also tell everyone else to benefit from the Meno Club? Aside,
Okay, you can also benefit from one-on-one talk therapy. And then once in a month we have our webinar, but that one is not free. Because our club is now very huge. We don't attend to questions every day. Before, I'm sleeping, they ask me question, I will answer. When I'm in the bathroom, they ask me a question, I will answer. So now we have to structure it. Once in a month, you have any question, you are going through anything you don't have an understanding of, you join our webinar. It's just 1,500 naira, where we bring companies that have supplements for any ailment that you're going through. You will meet them. They will tell you where to get the supplement. And then you will have advantage of listening to a woman's story. So that tells you that you are not alone. And then we'll have what is called the Step and Share community. 75% of these signs and symptoms that we're calling out can actually be managed with exercise, through walk. We are lazy. Let us learn how to work. If you're finding it very difficult to walk alone, come and join our community. In our community right now, we're large. So we link up with an app, and then we encourage ourselves. This month of June, we're doing 10,000 daily steps. 10,000 daily steps. I've done like 7,000 steps today, but I must make sure that before the end of today, I do 10,000 daily steps. Last month, we did 15,000 daily steps. And you see people making 30,000 daily steps. Why are we doing this?
Are they walking to Ibadan? 30,000.
There's a particular man, Mr. Peter. Before, he used to come to the pharmacy and used to get supplements like over 50,000 naira every month for him and his wife. And I just introduced him to the Step and Share Club. As I'm talking to you now, this is the second or the third month. They've not bought any supplement.
Wow.
That's one of the advantages of walking.
It's an advantage for you though.
The only thing it tells us is everything is not drugs.
It's not drugs, exactly.
Everything is not drugs. We'll still sell.
Everything is not
Are we
drugs.
not selling now? Exactly. We are selling. Everything is not drugs. There are other ways. 75% of the signs and symptoms can be managed through walking. If you cannot do it alone, you need a community to hold your hand through it.
To encourage you.
Please join our Step and Share Club.
Okay.
So, dizziness is another one. Lightheadedness, you just sit down, you're just feeling very dizzy. That can be due to the low blood level.
Okay.
So if you're having that, then palpitation. This one too can be very terrible. And then you must make sure that you're checking your blood pressure like 2-3 times a week. Then headaches and migraines. I've seen many people go through this for no reason. They just have a part of their head, brain is aching. It can be hormonal, but you don't assume it's hormonal. Don't die in silence. Then we have what is called tinnitus. That is ringing in the air. It could be due to low estrogen level. Okay, we've spoken about this: digestive problems, bloating, constipation, and changes in bowel habits. Some people, they have irritable bowel syndrome. They are just going to the toilet every minute. Every 30 minutes. They cannot control it. Yes.
Those ones.
Irritable bowel syndrome.
If
once they eat 30 minutes after, they go through it. And then some people, 1 week, the tear has not come out. That's constipation. It's really bad. And that's why we say that there are no two people with the same signs and symptoms. Then we have joint pain and stiffness. Joint pain and stiffness. This one, 98% of people go through it. How do you manage it? We're going to talk to you about that later. And then we have dry, itchy skin. I think we have less than 5 minutes. So let's just rush through it. And then we have brittle nails. Your nails are just cutting. Burning mouth and dry mouth. We've spoken about that. Changes in body odor. Have you experienced that? Try and smell yourself. Your body odor changes because the bacteria, the good bacteria in your body system goes down, and then you have the growth of bad bacteria. When they grow on your skin, it changes your body odor. Then you have, we've spoken about increased susceptibility to urinary tract infection. And then we've spoken about difficulty sleeping. You should give us a lecture on that. You find it difficult to sleep?
Yes.
When you find it difficult to sleep, you find it very difficult to have 8 hours maintained sleep.
8 hours.
And when you wake up, you find it difficult to go back to sleep.
Yes. Once you know, me especially, I find it difficult. It's not like I find it difficult to sleep, but I find it difficult to stay asleep. You know, so I
sleep for a short period of time.
Short period of time, and then you know I'm up. The slightest sound, if my dog barks, that's the end.
We're going to bring a consultant.
If my dog barks, I'm awake. You know, if I go to ease myself, I'm back on. You know, I'm awake, and sometimes the sleep. Some of the time, the sleep is not doesn't come back again, and then you're just turning till it's morning. Till my alarm says.
We'll bring in a consultant to help us with that. Then we have heartburn or indigestion. We've spoken about that. Then tingling in numbness in the extremities. Tingling. Your feet. Your fingers.
What do they call it?
In Yoruba, they call it paja.
Yeah. They call it
paja.
I've forgotten the English.
Well, whatever it is.
Okay, is that really a menopausal thing? I thought
yes, it could be.
People have it.
Cramps. You can have cramps.
Yeah.
Tingling. And then for some people, they have dry eyes. And for some people, they have, you see that their facial hair growing. Their chin all over them. These are people that their testosterone level is on the increase.
Okay.
Yes. And they start having features like that of men.
Oh, wow. Ha. Hello. So the estrogen goes down, then what was it?
Testosterone level tends to go on the increase, and then you see hair all developing, their voices will change like that of men, they become masculine. That could also be due to imbalance of the hormones. So you have to stay tuned as we go further to explain more of this. Don't miss any of this episode.
Don't. So, you know, like she said, there are more than 64, you know. So we just brought you some today, and, you know, we're going to be bringing you more in further episodes, especially the next episode and other episodes going forward. So you don't want to miss it. Like she said, you don't want to miss it. And share this video. Don't forget to share. Even the men should know about this, because if you don't have a wife, you have a sister, you have a mother, you have an aunt, you have friends that are female, you have your teacher or whatever that is female. So please share this video to every woman that you know, and even you as a man should watch, so that you are knowledgeable. So when these things are happening to the women around you, you are better able to help them manage, and also to encourage. And like this video, and don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles at the Eagle Online. Our handles are on our bio, and also click that subscribe button so you get notifications when we come out with the next episode. We see you next time.
Before we round up, I would like to invite every man, every woman to our advocacy program coming up very, 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 very soon. Okay. It's called Know Your Pulse.
Your pulse. Your ovopause or your pulse?
Menopause.
Oh,
know your PAUSE.
Okay.
Know your pulse. Your pulse is peculiar to you.
Okay.
So you need to come and get a knowledge. Come and get as much knowledge as you can, so that you know that particular thing that is peculiar to you. It's coming up in October 18th. That is World Menopause Day. But just be on the lookout for all the programs, activities, So it's called Know Your Pulse. So we're having a 10-kilometer walk. The past 3 years, 2 years, we've had it on the mainland. Last year, we had it at Obanikoro. But this year, I'm excited. We're going to the island.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss any of this. You have to be a part of this 10-kilometer walk. Apart from that, there's so many gifts, giveaways. Don't miss it. Be on the lookout. See you on the next episode.
Bye for now.